So my remarks this morning are really designed for these new folks. It is customary for the Provost to offer a welcome to the year, and yet it's something that I must admit to struggling with on some level. Not the idea of welcome, certainly, which is open, hospitable, celebratory, warm, all good things, and I certainly wouldn't want my remarks to take away from that. But I struggle more with this idea about what welcome can denote. Primarily that there is something to be welcomed into. And then following that, this idea that there is something to belong to. And that's, I guess, what I'm uneasy with. It has to do with this idea of belonging, especially when you're new. I don't know about you, but I often struggle with it myself. I've just been here 3 years, too, by the way, so I'm still feeling kind of like a newcomer. But I've often felt as if I don't belong. When I was growing up, knowing I was lesbian and not feeling much like a girl, dressing like one or caring about what other girls seem to care about, one of my favorite stories was that animated or claymation TV special about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yeah, you know, the one with burl eyes and the abominable snowman. Yeah. Well, my favorite part of that Christmas classic is when Rudolph, who feels like a misfit because of his red nose, joins up with Herbie, who also feels like a misfit because he doesn't want to be an elf, he wants to be a dentist. And they travel together to the island of misfit toys, where they think they will finally find a home. But the king of the island tells them that the island is only for misfit toys. Yeah. Not for misfit reindeers or elves, which prompts their traveling companion, Yukon Cornelius, to laugh and say, "How do you like that? Even among misfits, you're a misfit." And I love that line. I loved it then, I love it now. And then the other classic story for all of us, of course, is the one of the ugly duckling. The duckling who is told she is ugly, is rejected, struggles to exist with her supposed ugliness, tries to conform, is unable to, and then finally discovers that she isn't a duck after all. She is a swan. And when she realizes that she was trying to be something she wasn't, she really enjoys being a swan among swans. Which is a lovely ending to a story of our poor duck who struggled to belong. But sometimes, like Rudolph, it's possible to be a misfit among misfits. What do you do then? Well, I think that if you feel like a misfit, Naropa is your place. You are among your swans. Now, I'm not suggesting that this should lead to instant comfort. For a time, I think there is, and maybe naturally is, distrust in a new place. Do these people really regard me? Am I really safe here? Will I be chased away? Is it okay to act like who I am? Please do. Because we don't need conformity. We don't need sameness. Whether it is among humans, or in art, or in music, or in nature, sameness will never lead to what is vibrant and sustainable in a life-giving way. We depend on our diversity. We depend, in some ways, on not belonging. And yet we do have a longing that we feel for our own kind, like the duck felt for the swans before she realized she was one. And I would like to suggest that the kind we are, and I'm not saying we're perfect by any means, but the kind that we are and that we nurture here at Naropa is about authenticity and service, of being your own true self and recognizing the responsibility of that gift. Naropa watched one of its longtime staff members retire from the Provost's office this summer. Her name was Judith Sumner, and she loved this place. On her last day, while we were saying our final goodbyes, she talked about the long graduate program. That's how she described it. The long graduate program. that is Naropa, and about a curriculum that is not just conceptual. There is something that happens to the heart, she said. There is brilliance here. Those who come with that brilliance, and then this place draws something even more out of them. And I was actually inspired by that, and it's what led to this talk, really. So for today's welcome, whether you feel like a misfit or not, whether Naropa is perfect or not, I want to say hold out, hold on, do your work, do your art, do your movement. You are among your swans. You are among other wild, authentic beings. Every day, in myriad individual ways, each of us benefits from and contributes to what makes this university truly special. And not just in our successes, but more profoundly in our brokenness, in our pain, in our loneliness, and in the ways we think we do not belong. And so in that spirit, I can welcome you. I can welcome you to the journey, to this amazing place, to walk with others like and unlike you. Welcome to Naropa, and to all of us, welcome to the year.